Police in India say they have closed the investigation into the death of Bollywood superstar Sridevi. A forensic report ruled that the 54-year-old died of accidental drowning at her Dubai hotel over the weekend. Her funeral will be held in India on Wednesday. Meanwhile, there has been a backlash on social media over the media coverage of Sridevi's death in India, which has included animated reenactments and intense analysis about her lifestyle. Well, Barka Dutt is a television journalist who's based in Delhi, and she joins us now. Barka, good to see you. I mean, we've had bathtubs, we've had wine glasses, conspiracy theorists, insinuations of murder. The news channels there have had it all.
Well, Yalda, pleasure to be on. And, you know, what you're describing would have been funny if it weren't so tragic, so pathetic, and for me as a television professional, so utterly shameful. I feel embarrassed as an Indian television journalist today to see what a majority of television channels descended to in their coverage of this superstar. The story had valid interest. Of course, a woman who is, you know, such a significant presence on the big screen here. There is a huge amount of public interest in the circumstances of her death. But that does not mean that you can privilege gossip over, you know, reporting, speculation, sexism, a huge undercurrent of misogyny. You know, when the post-mortem in Dubai suggested that there were traces of alcohol in Sridevi's blood, you would not believe that primetime television actually debated whether she would drink wine or vodka. The circumstances of her death, she was found dead in her bathtub in a hotel room in Dubai. There were people speculating as to whether a trained dancer could have possibly lost her balance and fallen in. One guest went on national television to say, well, here was a woman who'd had alcohol. Maybe she was having antidepressants. And in that case, you know, that could have caused her death. There were whispers about her morality. There were whispers about the state of her husband's finances. And the channels all but made it sound like she had been murdered. All of this without any basis, any reporting, any off-record attribution or on-record claims. So it has been a particularly pathetic moment. And with the Dubai police actually formally saying that the investigation is closed, I hope most channels in India today are extremely embarrassed.
And these are the things that you've highlighted in your recent Washington Post report. I'll just keep you there, Barka, because let's just have a quick look at how some Indian news channels have been covering the news of Sridevi's death. Aaj Tak ran a sequence with a graphic meant to be Sridevi's bathroom, which it described as the bathtub of death. Maha News put a crime reporter in a bath to speculate about whether a person could drown in it. And CNN News 18 ran a graphic reconstruction of events, including the moment of her death. I mean, these are all the things that you've just highlighted, Barka. And the argument that some of these channels make is that, well, this is what the public wants. Don't blame us.
Well, Yalda, I think we have to separate whether the subject is a valid news story, which it is. This is an actor who was iconic. She started acting at the age of 4. She spanned multiple regions. She bridged the gap between the north and the south of India. So there was a huge amount of interest in how she died. But that does not mean that you can actually sit there and without any basis offer commentary on her morality, on whether she used to drink, on what the state of her marriage was, on whether she was depressed, on suggesting that she was murdered. And, you know, when I saw that final image of that bathtub on which it said in Hindi, Maut ka bathtub, which translated means the bathtub of death, I decided to counter offer a hashtag of my own, and I called it News ki Maut, which translated in English means the death of news. What I want to say today to my colleagues in the fraternity is it's not just Sridevi that needs an obituary, it's also the state of our electronic media and sadly of our television news, of which I'm a member, so even I'm embarrassed that this is what we have come to.
And Barka, there has been, like you, pushback from other Indian celebrities and media personalities who've slammed the media coverage on social media. Let's just have a look. Indian film actor and producer Sonu Sood tweeted, "I wonder, after doing such reporting about a legend who lost her life, can these people sleep in peace? Ashamed to live in times where we have to see such a standard of reporting on reputed channels. Shame on you, let someone rest in peace. RIP means rest in peace. This reportage is anything but that, wrote television host Mini Mathur. And journalist Rajdeep Sardesai tweeted that not for the first time, Indian news channels are now forensic experts, doctors based on zero hard info. We don't let people live in peace. We won't let them die either. I mean, it's quite extraordinary. There has been some pushback as well to this.
Well, Yada, I think there have also been some interesting and ironic and embarrassing juxtapositions. This was a week when Donald Trump Jr. came visiting to sell luxury condos on behalf of Trump Towers, and not one journalist asked him a difficult question. This was the last 10 days have seen a $1.8 billion bank scam. The general and unfortunate perception, and I say this as an embarrassed member of my industry, has become that while anchors are too supine, too mild, too timid, and Donald Trump paid us a compliment that we should have received as an insult. He called the Indian media mild and nice. Mild is bad enough, as I wrote in Washington Post. We're not even being nice anymore. This woman, this superstar, had barely been gone a day when, based on absolutely nothing, television ran full programs on whether she'd been taking fat burners or steroids or had gone under the knife. When that theory didn't work, there was speculation on her drinking. And you know, one part of it, Yalda, is the dismal state of the very populist, playing to the lowest common denominator state of television news. The other part of it is the sharp undercurrent of misogyny. And I want to make a third contentious point. Everybody is complaining about how the media has covered this story. But I would like to say to viewers that till the market rejects this kind of news, we get the media we deserve. And we can keep hand-wringing and we can keep complaining. But we as viewers have to not, just keep watching this in morbid fascination and then chest beat. We need to reject this kind of journalism, because this is anything but journalism.
Barka.